Yo, Zeke Black is in the building. Zeke Black is in the building. Definitely shout out to also Boss League. Check out the Boss League Cafe. It was dope last night. You know what I'm saying? He has some dope content. Check out Rowdy Radio. He has some dope content. Um, my man, Crown Course TV. He does. Definitely shout out to my man J.E. Moneybags. Um, yeah, man, Lady Red, man. She infiltrated I was watching The Godfather last night, man, and it just brings me up to reality. Peace, small. It brings me up to reality that just because somebody's in jail doesn't mean that you don't have to make the same mistakes some dudes make. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yes, blackout. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, yes. Top of the morning. Definitely, Lady Red, man. She seen a lot. She went to go see a lot of big homies on them dance floors, man. And oof, I just pray that they never seen nothing crazy to on that dance floor, man. But like I said, it goes to show how we look at them in the streets as people that just gang banging, and in the penitentiary, you can see it's a different type of thinking. You know what I'm saying? It looks like other than the normal jail was Papino. Definitely, I know, definitely appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, so I appreciate that. C's was proper. It's Fly Mike's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's. You know what's so funny, man? It shows how small the world is. My homie Bronx Murder was in Clinton with Old Bossley, and one day he was in Old Bossley joint, but he don't really do the YouTube thing. So he hit me up when I did my show. He like, yeah, Bossley, we was in Clinton together. I said, wow, that's a small world, man. You know what I'm saying? I told you the streets is a small world. You know what I'm saying? And whew, I'm gonna tell you, man. This goes to show, like when she said in her testimony she wanted to go see all those big homies. That was crazy. That's deep, man. That had to show, like, that had to be some type of organization there. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes was somewhat or somewhere organized where she actually pulled up to like 10 good names. And thank God they did that. Who, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy. She was playing that rank, man. She was that rank she had was serious where she made her rounds, man. And it's yeah, they don't play fair, bro. She making her rounds and making those rounds, phew. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, man. Because you know what happens, man, is the feds is like what's Papino, Donnie. You know what happens is the feds play a dirty game, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, it ain't Star Brim. Those are two different stars. Star Brim is still fighting for her life, man. She just, I mean, the Star Brim situation. The feds do what they want to do, man. We never really know. You know what I'm saying? We know J.E. Moneybags is in the building. We never really know why a person go through something. We never know why they got it out. We have to wait till the paperwork drop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, buck. And that's it took years for it took wiretaps and man hours to infiltrate the mafia because the mafia wasn't talking. So it took them to get wiretaps in cars, low spots to finally catch up to the mob. It took a lot of hours for them to finally be able to break that 80s flow of the mob. You know what I'm saying? Like the Donnie Brasco era, um, the mob bosses, federal arrest when they locked up, you know, the like Palo, what's his name? Like the Colombo bosses and the Genovese bosses, the guy who had the cement, you know what I'm saying? It you know what I'm saying? The wiretaps, but then it even got worse in the wiretaps when John Gotti ever came. By that time, dudes just started telling, you know what I'm saying? Wow, she was just yeah. And see, I just did 30 years. She's the reason most hoods are under UBN and NC. That's crazy, man. And she's a federal informant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yes, sir. I seen Fair City. And that's our era. Remember First Avenue? That's Vinny's uncle, you know what I'm saying? But it was First Avenue. And we used to live on the east side. That's where the Genovese family was at. You know what I'm saying? And all that Patsy's and all that, you know what I'm saying? Edgar was Papa. All that on Pleasant Avenue and all that. So we seen what the dues of organized crime because we lived around it. We got to see that. I ain't gonna front. These dudes was moving smooth. Yeah, I just think I think it would have been stronger had it just been one situation because it would have been manageable, one or two, but not. You can't have 30 situations with 30 different minds. You know what I'm saying? And but everybody's still running off the same program. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Gina was popping, Gina was popping. Um, Yo, that's just what it is, man. I remember when we was younger, Buck. Remember Buck when we was younger? These Italian guys would never talk in front of us. Like whenever they did business, you know what I'm saying? I was on Jazzo joint last night. Now I be calling it the CK joint, but it's like how can I better explain this? It's like they definitely George Jack and Podcast is in the building. They definitely was a secret society when it came to us knowing their business. Because of wiretaps in the media, a lot of information came out. You know what I'm saying? We really didn't know how they was moving. Like when Nicky Barnes gave a lot of cats up, when dudes began to tell, like I'm not gonna like I'm gonna give you a great example. I would have never knew the guy that they was talking about in Goodfellas that got them jammed up the first time in the feds when the boss said, "Yo, no talking on the phone," because the first situation, I'd have never thought that was the same guy that was with Frank Lucas shooting in the sky, and that guy's from East Harlem. You know what I'm saying? I would have never thought that was Papino. I would have never thought that in a million years. Edgar, definitely, Edgar. I'm definitely there, Edgar. I'm definitely there. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Edgar, man, getting his boxing on, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Edgar, man. Hell yeah, we need to see Edgar. We need to see 12, baby. But just growing up seeing this, like we seen this. If you're from East Harlem, Spanish Harlem, we seen it. We seen the cement trucks. Remember they had the cement factory right there off the East River. We seen that. Gina, it was crazy. Gina, let me shout out to Wifey Southern Belle. Gina, they had the cement thing right off the East River. Like, but one thing we never knew their business. Oh, one thing we never knew their business. Now, hot sauce, don't hot sauce, don't shoot them. Hot sauce, don't. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't block the Scarry. Don't block the Scarry. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't, you know what I'm saying? So We've seen this, and now you gotta think about it. We're used to seeing this type of organization in the streets. It became in the penitentiary for those that was in the loop. They created something in jail. The only time you see something like that in jail was if you watch American Me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's a jail situation. Um, I heard, man. Hell yeah, they know. Yeah, I remember there was one by Tav. I know there's one by Tav. Um, there was one by Forster on Lennox. There was a couple, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Um, it's like, but now in 2021, what seems is crazy is that the gang culture has superseded people's intelligence, and you got to keep in mind that they're getting this information out the penitentiary, which is a little more easier to infiltrate because in jail you have to deal with the outside and the outside source. So it's just like somebody said, Bully 031 said, Bully Hart said, she's the reason why there's a lot of sets in the UBN in the Carolinas. So now when she gets caught up, what she created, she can now she has the right to she has the access to destroy as long as they keep her telling under wraps, like CEO Chris. The same thing with CEO Chris. As long as they kept us telling under wraps. So what I'm trying to say is, get a job, man. The game is over. You know what I'm saying? Because you if you got a racket, it's a small racket. Do what you're gonna do. But if you think that you're gonna get $1 million off these streets with all because now it's so easy to be infiltrated. See, when we see New Jack City and we ain't see how the cop had the money and we sitting there and we're just, that can't be me. This is, you know what I'm saying? Now he be all right, you know what I'm saying? Because there's people here that know. There's people out here that know hot, be good. You know what I'm saying? As long as he don't talk crazy here, he good hot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's people in here, you know what I'm saying? It's people that come with the best. Just like, you know what's happening now? They're doing the buying bus in real time to gang members. This is what they're doing now. So now he said, Moneybags just said there's not enough money. So now if I go see you on a, you know what I'm saying? If I go see somebody on a visit and I go, yo, because you read it in the testimonies, the treachery, you know what I'm saying? Somebody going to visit, be like, yo, I got 10,000 for you. Yo, you got the hood. This is what's happening. So you just do better because now you know what I'm saying? Now when you say yeah to this, you have to plug them into some people. When you plug them into some people, it might be 20, 30 individuals. These individuals, boom. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that now you got 40 co-defendants. Out of these 40 co-defendants, at least 10's gonna tell. Yeah, man, they taking down New York. They just did a big mob bust. But see, the mob, they begin to get caught up in other rackets like gambling, extortion, Since the restaurant business has taken a large dip, a lot of those services, like the hotel industry, it affects the mafia. But I mean about the mob is like towels. When we see those trucks, there's companies that actually clean their towels, that clean their linen, the linen washing companies. Companies like that, the mob got their hand in. So those industries that got hit heavily by COVID definitely hit the mob heavy. But the difference with the mafia is a lot of the older guys that were smart invested into a lot of stock, invested into a lot of successful businesses. I remember it was like 15 years ago when you had I think it was two partners, it was two mob guys that they owned some type of food. It was actually like a franchise. But they got jammed up on some type of embezzlements and they had to sell their portion of their business. Um, the reason with the gangs is we haven't got to that position yet. You know what I'm saying? We haven't put ourselves in those positions yet. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that we don't think about is the industries that people got their hands in. People got their hands in the linen company, the linen industry. They got their hands in the lobsters that's being bought, sent to Red Lobster and all these other restaurants. We don't have our hands in there. The only thing we have our hands in is nothing. So what happens is a large amount of money becomes a lot of money to us because we're not, our hands ain't all around. You gotta keep this in mind. The mafia helped create the coalition just so that they can distort and do business with these contractors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta think about it. It is, you know what I'm saying? They got a million hours of wiretaps, not just from Magoo, Frank White, and Uno B, but now you got conversations from like 15 other homies. We don't know those conversations detail. You know what I'm saying? We know they ain't telling, but we don't know what more information that they got to if they want to switch the button on them, they can. You know what I'm saying? One thing about the mafia is you never get around the boss. You know what I'm saying? We only seen the bosses on TV. If it wasn't for John Gotti, we don't know who the head of the Genovese crime family is unless you're really paying attention. You don't know who's the head capo unless it's, you know what I'm saying? They really kept it as a secret society. The mafia thing was more secret society. But you know, things changed, people cooperating. Once the mob started allowing people to cop out, because you couldn't plead out, because you couldn't admit that the Cosa Nostra existed. But once the mob started saying, you know what, if this is what's going to stop people from cooperating, yeah, agree that the Cosa Nostra exists. You know what I'm saying? And you know that situation is crazy. Now, with the Shaw 120, he's the other. You had one Shaw 120 in Miller, then you had him, then you have him. But because he never changed his name from Shaw 120, when he talk about the other Shaw 120, he got like the bag, and some people trying to say he 999. So when they meet him, if you're not in the know, you're not in the loop, you assume that's that Shaw 120. But then what makes it worse is when you got a homie that's they look at as an experienced homie, and he's trying to play a game, the word game, like you're that Shaw 120, then he has to argue with a bunch of dudes online. You know what I'm saying? Or, yo, son, I heard you was doing the bag. Because you know a lot of dudes don't be in the loop. And there's a lot of dudes that's homie that never been to jail. So they only going by what somebody tell them. Yo, that's Shaw 120 right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's how you articulate it. You know what I'm saying? Like me, if I sit here and say about my block, say about certain people, it might be believable to a younger generation. And I could just be freestyling. You know what I'm saying? This is what the game has turned into. Is that a lot of guys begin to freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Why not listen to it? If you're an experienced homie, you know what I'm saying? So that's the situation with Shaw 120 when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You had the one from Far Rock, the Shine. Then you had the one that's from You have the Miller homie, you know what I'm saying? The NYB. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. Salute, Marfax, salute. Though the crazy part about this is a lot of this dealt with no money. A lot of this dealt with as long as I get some money in my commissary. That's the part that's even more crazy about the case. It all boiled down to commissary. So the ranks are able to be infiltrated, not for the bag, but for commissary. Yo, send this money over here. Yo, I need this, I need that. And that's how easy it was. Put it like this. In all reality, Magoo was trapped into this case. Because you had this girl who's been around, who's created something, she's made a name for herself. She comes from New York, boom. She goes from North Carolina to New York. She go see these niggas on the visit. Yo, here, boom. Yo, how much money do you need? Yo, so all it really is I got the homies, but the whole thing was they really wanted to infiltrate the homies in the South. And it's as crazy as it sound, she had to take the lead to organize these fools so that they could lock up 50 guys that they really wanted. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna take these 3 with us. You know what I'm saying? This is how crazy the feds is, man. The feds play a dirty game, man. You know, we grew up in the hood, me and Buck, you know what I'm saying? That we shot the Lehman Projects, man. We grew up in the hood where dudes was moving so smooth, dudes wasn't catching Fed charges. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes is trying to be smart. No talking, no moving around, don't do nothing in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That game changed. You know what I'm saying? I remember when the only one that caught a Fed charge first about that was reputable, other than all the other people, Bob Lemon and them, was Joe Tisdale around my way. Anybody else that caught a Fed charge, they had to have been doing something real heavy. A couple other dudes did catch it, but these are heavy players. But for somebody like Joe Tisdale, when he caught his Fed charge, that was big. Like, yo, Joe caught a Fed charge. And other dudes just realized how to move a little bit more under the radar. You know what I'm saying? Dudes started putting people in position. I ain't gonna front, man. And some of these housing complexes, I'm telling you, you gotta be smart when you on them blocks, right? So my man told me something that was deep one day. He said, Zeke, you know what helps me out the most? He said, what's that? I got somebody that works, that's a part of Tenant Patrol. You know what I'm saying? So when this person goes to Tenant Patrol, a cop comes, and the cop, the cop comes for a Q&A. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times the police might go, yeah, we be getting phone calls about drugs, this or this, that, and the third, or this apartment, that. And these certain people would put my man on. My man would pay him, though, because nothing's free. And when he paid him, then my man know what not to do. Okay, so we're going to slow it down. I'm going to shut down for a little while. Yo, we can move this on the side of the block. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the difference of how a lot of dudes was getting around it. What I just said, it was Papino, Sonny the Jeweler, was Papino. That was the difference between a lot of you dudes that come outside and just do what you want to do and having your ears to the street. See, to your ears to the street that's another individual. No, your ears in the street when you win business is all 4 corners. You know what I'm saying? So that's what saves us. In the penitentiary, it breaks because you need people. Definitely when they put you in situations like the box. You know what I'm saying? So your form of communication is coming straight out the box. You understand what I'm saying? That form of communication that you're creating is coming out the box. So of course you got to mail, you got to speak to somebody, so they know, okay, he can't get on the phone because he's in the box. You know what I'm saying? He's not here to watch what he say. But if I see him on a visit, he's gonna be more loose. Like I told you, it was about getting Magoo on him. It was about getting Magoo on him. But she needed them to get what they really wanted in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? This is how crazy the game is. They needed Magoo on them with her, but you know what I'm saying? To make sure that they get the 50 or 60 they really want to get in the South. You know what I'm saying? When they didn't have to even go that route, but that's how they had to be played out. Because a lot of dudes got locked up in the South, man. A lot of them cats got booked. You know what I'm saying? And they could have did it their way, but the way she must have presented it, like, yeah, but they're not really in contact, and boom, boom, boom. If I can just link them with them, it's a wrap. And that's what happens. Yeah, exactly. So now you got to think about this. What you jacking? You see what you jacking just said? What you jacking? He just hit it on the nose. You see what Jackin just said? So people don't think they see the money. What? You got 5,000? Yo, mind you in the box, so you're not on the phone with them. Exactly, you're not on the phone with these dudes. So your only real means of communication is letters and the visit. Now you have to think about something, right? What person comes 20 states across making sure you get visits? You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to think for 1 minute this person's police. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they just real. They following protocol. Then there might even be wiretaps where they say, you're realer than these New York cats. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is the selfishness happen. Like, I don't want you in contact with these dudes. You deal with us direct. Now, see, that's where it goes wrong at. You deal with us direct. In any game, you got to trust somebody. See, again, I watched The Godfather last night, right? Remember when Sonny sold the first consigliere? Tom, you cool. He knew something. He already knew Tom wasn't about that life. But he said, Tom, you cool, but you're not a wartime consigliere. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make the pieces. You gotta set your pieces up right. In business, you gotta trust somebody. That's why it takes 20 years to catch a mob boss. Why? Because they got the crash dummy in front of them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Top of the morning, top of the morning. My nigga, about the guy Nicky Eyes is in the building, man. I think, you know, I hope you feeling better. Gemstar C4, yeah. You know, basically the gang life is really over. To be honest with you, if you was a gang member, becoming active. Man, some things you just, you know what I'm saying? Money and positions, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. People were buying positions. Yo, listen, I got 5,000. And I'm gonna tell you what the worst part about the CEO Chris situation. The worst part about the CEO Chris situation was if you're talking about it, you're right, what you jacking. Not Nuke Harv said, yo, son's a rat. I heard son telling on the first case, and then what happened? Mel Matrix didn't want to believe it because of the money. And he gave it a thought. And when he gave this a thought, he gave CEO Chris a chance to produce himself as I'm not a rat. Whatever he did to prove he wasn't a rat, it worked. All for the bag. Him allowing that to work is why he's sitting in jail for 16 years or 15 years, 17 years. Had he listened to Harvard, said, nah, let's just focus on the silly Billy because he get into the bag. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, you know what I'm saying? We have to be, you know, we have to be mindful. We have to do our due diligence. We got to be smart out here, man. I'm saying this as a black man who has left the streets. I'm saying this as a man who has to deal with a new life. You know what I'm saying? If you're a gang member, it's okay to become inactive. Most guys that become inactive, they win. Because what happens is you don't want to feel the need to be in contact with your big homie, but your big homie's in contact with a federal agent, and your big homie goes, yo, I want you to go holler at such and such for me. You know what I'm saying? And then when you go holler at such and such is a federal informant. And now you're hanging out with such, and you bring such and such to these meetings, to these nines. They got the wiretaps, the cameras, and now all you doing is, you may not be all the way in the street. You just following protocol. And it's following protocol that gets you 16 to 20 years in the feds. Because at the end of the day, you have to learn from all this stuff. You have to go, yo, think about this. Mel Matrix told Harv, yeah, son, I don't think let's see if he's telling. Let's see if he's telling. I'm telling you, he's telling. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we gotta see the paperwork. Something with the paperwork. The feds produced something for him. Boom. That's how bad they wanted Mel Matrix. Oh, the head of 9 train in New York, we gotta get him. You know what I'm saying? How much money did he make? Did Mel Matrix make enough money on that run? Not disrespecting the homie for being locked up, but on that run that he got that time for. Out of all he's done, was that time warranted for how much money they said that he made? This is how crazy it was, right? Snow Billy got shot under federal watch. You know what I'm saying? but they wanted non-trade so bad they didn't care. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They didn't care. They heard the shot. You think they had CEO Christmas walking around with a wiretap all day chilling? They're watching him. He's working. When he's with these gang members, he's working. Why did the feds allow Snow Billy to get hit in the head and they don't come to intervene to snatch nobody up? This is how bad they wanted Mel Matrix. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad they wanted him. Whether he took the wiretap off the moment that they did that, but this is what I mean. The feds play a dirty game. When I say it's a dirty game, it's a dirty game. So if you don't have to play with the streets, do not play with the streets. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. You see what's going on this. You know what I'm saying? Cassie was popping. Debbie salute the Southern Belle. We see what's going on out here. We see what's going on in these deadly streets. You know what I'm saying? Definitely happy birthday to Millionaire Cali. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Definitely happy birthday. Hell yeah. But it's easier with the gangs, not all the gangs, but with a lot of the gangs, because the ones that's jail bound, I think the ones that's jail bound are quicker to be infiltrated than the ones that's street bound, because with the streets, they change lineups and change ideas. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Bless up. Salute to everybody from the West Indies and the islands. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is a cat and mouse game. And if you don't know what you're doing out here, you'll be spending in the yard for the next 200 years. You know what I'm saying? 200 months, man. So why not leave it alone? Why not find something else to do? So the only way that you can feel important is if you're the big homie or you're just a gang member. You can't find nothing else to do. Like, let me try something different. Let me get into property. Let me learn about property. Let me learn about construction. Let me learn the skill. Let me not just learn, but let me get a certificate in the skill of a skill. And the reason why I say certificate, because if you don't own your own business, even owning your own business, you need paperwork. You need LLCs. You need insurance. Some people need workers' comp. You know what I'm saying? So in this great country of ours, just being smart and working with your hands don't get you nowhere. You're gonna have to get those certificates, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to get those certificates. You have to want to be. You have to want it. You gotta want success. Look at Money D. Money D. That be on our show sometime. He owns a spa. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take a chance. Invest some money. Fix your credit. Having credit is a win. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you some craziness, right? I know I'm walking around, but I'm gonna tell you some craziness, because I have to give you some of this breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Money D owns a spa, right? He took a chance for that. If it wasn't for COVID, it's probably gonna pick up now once COVID go away. Then you had other people that own restaurants that didn't make the cut. Then you had some winners that made the cut. One thing that did make the cut that became a winner is marijuana. There's a lot of states that's legalizing marijuana. That's becoming an industry, a major industry. Where I'm at in Missouri, when you cross the water to Illinois, marijuana is legal. So you got a bunch of guys that's growing now. Certain states, these are economies. So why keep working off the corners when you can actually be a legal grower? You know what I'm saying? See, you know what I'm saying? And that's just on the street level. You got dudes that's setting up labs in their crib, selling illegal bud. They got the paperwork right. It's all about the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand what I'm talking about, there's people that can give you this information. Why do you think you go online and see a guy tomorrow? I got all the bud in the world. Because he has a legal business. Believe me, he got some paperwork. It's not everything ain't corner store no more. We have to get with the program. This is 2021. What they call them? Biking cones or buy cones? What do they call that stuff? That cryptic money? That's big money right now. You had dudes that bought that when it was at $10, a thing, or $40. Now, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Credit is what you're not gonna get a house with no credit. You gotta have assets and credit. You go to the bank or get a small business loan, you gotta have credit. So why not work on the things that's gonna help you win? That's one thing the gangs is not into. The gangs ain't into owning the building. The gangs of today are not into into let me create a construction business. Gangs ain't they're not into that. They're into taking pictures on IG, going to strip clubs, making it rain. Exactly. We have to be smart. We can't sit here and go, yo, why would the guy who owns those electric cars, why would he buy $1 billion worth of that? Why would he spend $1 billion on those on that crypto money? Right now, he's worth close to $1 trillion because that it worked for him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you. Cash is still king. It's a fact. But a lot of places, a lot of people are dealing with more with credit than cash. There's more credit card, debit card transactions than cash. The average person, even when you get a job, they're giving you credit cards. You got people walking around with 6, 7 cars. You know what I'm saying? It's credit cards, debit cards. Everything's on the debit. Even one job I got, we make more transactions. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, let's pay attention to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Let's pay attention to certain things. And that's good. That's information right there. So that's something that you may not want to do. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to Albany, New York. My cousin, he had a management. I forgot because he told me to shout him out, man. My cousin, it's called Hype Relations. When COVID's over, he's a booking agent. He's managed Black Bob on the Bad Boy reunion tour. My man Big D. Yeah, the game is changing, bro. Because you know what happens now? The world is changing, bro. Bro, right now when I go to work, I do 70% of my work off of apps. You know what I'm saying? I got told somebody, the only time I would have thought about that was Star Wars or Return of the Jedi. Who thought that now I walk around all day and I'm scanning things with my phone? So we have to get with the times, man. And to get with the times, we have to leave certain things alone. The best thing I can tell some of y'all is the streets is over, like what your jacket said. It's over. If you think you're gonna be a better gang member, gang leader than the last ones, it's over. Because they got somebody that's a federal agent look just like us, that's gonna just like us, gonna get around us and send us away for 30 years. We're not getting enough money for that. You hear me? We're not getting to the bank for that. You know what I'm saying? So let's focus on these conversations, man, because these conversations what's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? We all got here because of a gang culture conversation, but look where we're able to break off to. A lot of y'all got good credit. A lot of y'all have good credit. A lot of y'all guys don't got no felony shit. Y'all just gang related. Go get a trade. It's okay. Go get your GED. There's nothing wrong with a GED. I'm trying to tell you, things are changing. You know what? Let me tell you something, man. You had I believe seven scientists in the world in the 40s, World War II, right? Now these people, these scientists, all seven others, they said some of the smartest people in the world, they was German scientists. Now let me tell you what America did. Let me just tell you something. They snatched up like 3 or 4 of them, right? To create a bomb that they dropped on Japan. A lot of the science that we know today came from Germans, from German scientists. A lot of the sciences that we are speaking today, a lot of those math figures was Papino came from the same people when we watch a show on Germany, World War II. We know what happened there. So you gotta understand, everything changes. and as everything changes, yeah, they definitely want their money. You know what I'm saying? Only thing, see what happens is it's just like when you go to Walmart, right? And then you see a electric buffer that cleans the floor a day, clean the machine that cleans the floor a day. That machine right there, right, takes jobs away from 8 people. That's right there, 8 jobs. Y'all say, see a machine, oh, that's dope. One more got a machine that rolls around and cleans the floor. That's 8 jobs right there. Remember, a lot of those companies was hiring South American crews to clean the floors. Dudes had teams of dudes that was from, Ecuador, Mexico, Mexicans. So they realized that just nobody would want to be in that industry. You can't really hire illegal aliens if they're not American. So what happened? Somebody had an idea. Let me create a machine that could do the job of 7 to 8 people. You know what I'm saying? We got to pay attention to what's going on here. That when you see that machine roll by, that's 8 jobs. All they do is fill it up, it sense it, and it rolls around all day. And sometimes one person might sit on it just to clean the floor. This is what they're doing. We got to pay attention. They have electric machines now that, in certain companies now that they're doing things not manually. Boom. So where you want to be in life. So you have a chance to retrieve the information. We love the old information, but what's going to make you win in the new information? So with that being said, we're going to have another live on this later. But I have to get ready to go to the camp. You know what I'm saying? So I'm shit. Your wife could be sick. Tonight, I'm gonna do one tonight, man. Exactly, capital and credit, man. These are the conversations we're gonna have. We're gonna have money talk with Jay Moneybags, What's You Jacking podcast. Should be calling in Shine Outlaw, salute. We're seeing the difference in the conversation now, right? Because now it's all uplifting now. Oh yeah, shout out to my man G'd Up Quinn in the building. G'd Up Quinn is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, it's a fact. You're right about that. $50 plus interest. It's a fact. When you have a credit card, you're right. Don't let that go over your damn heads. That's a fact. That's why a lot of shit is good when you do it with debit. You know what I'm saying? Credit cards just help your credit score. You know what I'm saying? But in all reality, the debit cards, that's your money. You know what I'm saying? And I would honestly say, if you have enough money, let that sit. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So with that being said, man, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, it's talk money. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the name of the joint. J.E. Moneybags, man. A guy who used to write graffiti, that transitioned from graffiti to the block. We always on the block. Who's able to survive the streets. Family man, owned 3-4 properties, and he's a guy that has financial institutions on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? You know, let me tell you what's crazy before I go. Here in the state of Missouri, you got to pay taxes for a car. New York State, you don't have to. Here in you know what I'm saying? Here in Missouri, to get a plate on your car, you got to pay taxes every year. Every certain type of years, you got to pay taxes. In New York, you don't have to pay taxes. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is, you know what I'm saying? They do the same thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's just because it was, you know what I'm saying? It's so with that being said, I gotta get ready to go to the camps. Check out Crown Court TV. He has some new content coming up today. Definitely shout out to my block, Hilltop. You know what I'm saying? Lexington Ave, Hilltop Music Group. Definitely shout out to Sean Warren and them in Walsh. You know what I'm saying? My man Ty from Carver. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm from Washington Projects in East Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Washington Lex, my man Kwaku and all of them, the Goodfella motorcycle gang situation, the MC crew. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we here, man. So I gotta get ready to go to I gotta go. I gotta get to the camp. You know what I'm saying? And this what we're gonna this is where we're leading to. The Money Talk Show. Then we have another show that me and What You Jack is doing called Bum Rush the Show. So we got some things coming for y'all, man. Separate shout out to Miami Moon, man. Everybody in Bed-Stuy, Millie Rock. You know what I'm saying? Salute, 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 salute. You know what I'm saying? Salute, 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 salute. I almost did too back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Carver was a weird place sometimes. Shout out to Carver though, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, I gotta go. And just read the newspaper, read New York Times, read the stock market thing. Get like put your mind to learn something different. You know what I'm saying? Think about what can you do that when you get older you can fall back on, other than going to work every day. Collect coins. There's money in coins. I just found something out. There's people that really collect coins that when they be cashing in at certain times when the prices go up, they're getting racks. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? So it's just maybe you have to communicate with different people, man. Learn about the money game, the coin game, the gold bars game. Because, gold and silver, all that stuff go up and down. We don't even think about that in our conversations. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, have a blessed one. Have a blessed one. You heard? Appreciate y'all for coming this morning, man. It's sad that you have to make it. The story has to be on a bunch of brothers in the penal system, but I like where the conversation left off at, where we all began to talk about money. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference between the jail mind and the street mind. So let's get to the street mind and not the jail mind. Let's start talking about more what's gonna work for us in the street. A lot of those brothers come out the penitentiary. They need psychological. They need to see a psychiatrist. Because due to a long time in jail, because once jails became correctional facilities, it became more military. That was the whole purpose of the word corrections facility, corrections. It became more military, where a lot of things the reason why we all sort of talk the same and move the same is because they began to make us move military around. It became more military minded, the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I could be wrong, but correctional facility, y'all could Google that and read that. That was the whole purpose. I remember when ACJ went from being Albany County Jail to they named it Albany County Correctional Facility, and certain ways how they ran the jail was totally different. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all, and I gotta get ready to go to work. With that being said, man, peace, one love, and I'll talk to y'all later.